Good afternoon. It is Barbara, the East Coast Dragon Lady, coming to you on a Sunday. It's actually just before 1 o'clock here on the East Coast of the United States. So you've got me all in my no makeup. It's been an interesting week for me. It's felt like a very, very long week with quite a few challenges. If you follow me on my regular Facebook as well, you've seen that there have been some things coming to completion, some tests for me, and I've been trying to get some clarification, and I haven't really been that fit, and I don't know how long this video is going to be because I didn't actually have general anesthesia, but I had to have a procedure on Thursday that required significant sedation. That's how they put it. They said I needed significant sedation. I don't remember much about it once that IV went in, which I still have. That is what happens when you get older and it tissues. I was like, whoa, it's like a donut today. It's been all different things. It was the Nike symbol. So that's interesting. So because of having had significant sedation, for some reason, I have had trouble getting it out of my system. Drinking fluids, Reiki, resting, all of that stuff. I remember hearing them say, is the propofol handy? So I know that they gave me propofol, and if you look that up, it says it actually, the whole point of it is it wipes your brain. It literally, you don't remember. And it says the reason they use it, it goes in your system and out your system quickly. For some reason, it didn't for me. So it's been an interest since the Friday, Saturday. Today I'm feeling much more like my old self, but I still have some problems retrieving like simple words. Sometimes I'm like, oh, and I can see it, but I can't retrieve it. So I'm sure it was the profile. Who knows? But anyway, maybe it was that I wasn't meant to remember. So some of the challenges, it was an interesting one actually. I did not know that my ex-husband was going to be paying a visit from the West Coast until about a day before. I think my younger son said, oh, by the way, Dad's coming tomorrow to pick me up. It actually confirmed that I've done the work. So over the years, and I've been divorced 26 years, so over the years, I could count on one hand, certainly no more than two. It's not even been 10 times. But it's always been a challenge for me. But I've done the work. I've cleared it. I did some work with his higher self, if you've again been following me. And it was really interesting experience because I sort of encountered in the bottom of my stairs, which I wasn't expecting to see him there. And all I can say is there was nothing. There was nothing. I could feel there was nothing between us. And I guess that was my intuition, and I've always had it, but I was like, wow, that really has gone. You know, the chords, whatever his influence was, it's gone. So that was good. My bathroom is almost near completion. Tomorrow's going to be the last day, I believe. And the last thing to go in, which is not my contractor's, is the shower glass. We had that custom made, and that should be here, if not next week, the week after. So by the end of the month, hopefully. But then, even I think because I was so preoccupied, and I'm still waiting for test results, and I'm trying not to keep myself there all the time. And anybody that's been waiting for questionable test results, you know that feeling. I'm the sort of person I like to know. I have my own feelings about it that I'm not going to share, but I do think it is sort of so what's happening for me and for a lot of other people is since Lionsgate, like all this I almost feel like everything's coming to completion. It's doing a full circle, certainly for me. one of the things that I find amusing, I guess. So I was an RN in the UK, and for quite a few years I worked in gynecology on a surgical unit, and here I am on the receiving end of it 50 years later. So it's sort of, sometimes it's not good knowing, right? So sometimes I wish I wasn't. So there's that full circle, like my connection with my ex-husband. But what's happened in the bigger picture is yesterday I woke up going, what universe have I woken up in? What timeline am I on? I felt like I was in a past timeline. A few things transpired very early in the morning, which is one of the reasons why I hate Facebook, even though I can admit that I am a scroller. I saw some images, but I wished I hadn't. Not nasty ones, but which was confirming. So what's happening is off me is a lot of things are coming up confirming what I already knew. And I was like, I'm not going to let this like ruin my weekend. But then you tend to perseverate on these things. So I wrote about that, which I'll read again in case you didn't see it on my Facebook page. And I learned by writing it down, I was processing, which led me to say, I need to connect with Merlin. So Merlin has been my mentor over the past 30 years. Even before I truly got into spirituality or all of this stuff, I encountered Merlin right after my divorce. And he's always good with words. And our connection has always been around scribing, because I was his scribe for many lifetimes. So I really did feel, and I don't very often feel like I've been, sometimes I'm like, oh, did I jump a timeline? But this was taking me back. And the way I put it, it was like it was back in my school day. I felt like I'd gone all the way back to my school time. So let me read what I wrote, because it's easier than me trying to describe it to you. So this is what my post, which was a long post. Did I wake up in another timeline or universe? Can you relate today? Today, I hate Facebook because it intrudes on me images and photos that I wish I didn't see. It seems that recently people are happy to use me when it's convenient or needed by them, but I'm not given a thought about inviting me or telling me about events that are being planned. Then Facebook shares it. Yep, I'm now getting it. You see, I am empathic and intuitive. I often do not want to see what is in front of me. So there's a confession. It literally came out as I was writing it. I'm like, oh, I don't, sometimes you can put something right in my face. I'm like, no. I've said this many times before. I also trust people until they prove me otherwise, to my detriment. And then I wrote, I'm not old and I do not need to have smoke blown up my ass. If you can relate, please do me a favor. Don't do what has been done to you. Because so often I hear people will relate these stories to me, of course, because they will come and tell me, oh, nobody's paying attention to me. Nobody's doing this. I don't know what's going on. I'll do a reading for them or intuitively help them. That's the smoke up my ass. And then they turn around and do it to me. And I'm like, why? So when it happens, and now again, it slips under my radar, which it does, I'm not putting more energy into it than others or other persons. So to answer my question, yes, I woke up in a parallel lifetime, one I had left behind in my high school days, past coming back to be cleared. I didn't like it then, and I don't like it now. My circle is getting smaller, not larger. It also seems like my lessons are in my face for a reason. And then this was my conclusion, time to paint my feelings. I just started a new neurogenic art piece, biggest one so far. And the words that came through for this is simple connection, was what I heard yesterday. So I answered my own question. Processing. I put out an invite to Merlin, who is one of my guides, and my dragons, to help me clear the shit and help me relate. End of rant. Thank you for reading this far. Please leave a comment. So I vented through words which you've heard me say, and Merlin always says, is it's really important to connect your brain, which comes down your arm, whether you're right or left-handed, that connection and write, and it really is a way of processing. And then I love my dragons. They've been quiet for a reason. And then they started just showing me, without telling me. They didn't say, oh, by the way, Barbara, we're going to send you some signs. The one this morning was literally, was like, thank you. So I posted a Pleiadian transmission. I actually thought it was Arcturian, but Pleiadian, maybe I read it. Oh yeah, it was. So it was the return of the dragons when Earth opens her ancient doors again. A transmission from the fifth dimensional Arcturian Council. Everything that this person put out is everything that the dragons have told me over quite a few years. And they just wanted me to see that somebody else had also got the same message. And it's on my Facebook page. I'm not going to read it, but it was the Arcturians. I knew I wasn't right. Put Arcturians. So I love getting confirmation. A few days ago, I asked the dragons to help me understand what the universe was trying to tell me. If you have followed me for a while, the dragons, the ancients, the guardians have all told me just this, the post from the Arcturians. That I am on the right path, even if I'm not clear yet. I feel the need to connect with Merlin, my mentor today. Stay tuned. You can't make this stuff up. And you absolutely can't. I looked out, I always, when I don't have my camera with me, but this morning when I went out to feed the birds, there was, 6 dragons, and I just caught the back end of them. So there was their wings, and they're doing, they're calling them flybys. They're going, yeah, we're just checking in, and you were just flying by. Of course, I always have my gatekeeper and my guardians. And I think because there are times that we, and this is all me processing like some really weird energy, and a few people have commented as well, that they've been, the same thing has been happening to them to make them question. And I think it's because we chose to be here, and that is our, we're more than waking up. I mean, the other day I really felt like I was getting a huge amount of upgrades, and when that happens, we tend to slow down. And the other coincidences, and I've got to call them coincidences, I've been using the Garden Dragon Oracle deck, and each one of them, so from last week when I posted them, let's see, we did, I don't know if Facebook doesn't always put them in the right order. 3 days ago. So if I just talk about 3 days ago. So 3 days ago, my dragons, there were 2 rainbow dragons, or rainbows in the clouds, which is always a sign for me that, and they're my ancients and guardians. So it was only 3 days ago they showed up. Feels like a lot longer. I pulled the starfruit dragon, which was moderation. Check your current habits. Are you overindulging anywhere? What about underindulging? Make sure you are balanced. Play as hard as you can. Don't let your inner wanting overcome your good sense. This dragon will let you see where you need to put more energy to even things out. That's one message. The mushroom dragon was a day ago. Illusion. So they're following a pattern here and giving messages to us. Know what you're looking at. Trust your intuition. And a lot of us say we trust it, but we don't. But trust it. Sometimes things are just too good to be true. This brightly coloured texture is a mix of things. This is a mix of things, benign for you and things that are bad for you. So this coloured creature is a mix of things, which either are benign or things that are bad for us. You must be wise enough to know the difference. It is tempting to grab the first dream you have, but you might miss out on something even better. When the mushroom dragon shows up, remind yourself that education is a smart thing. Don't let yourself poison the future by latching onto the first pretty shiny thing or person. So that couldn't be, for me, that couldn't be a bigger message. And then there's the banana dragon. I love the names of these dragons, which got bright yellow. When banana dragon shows up, call on your friends. So we've gone from use your intuition, now call on your friends. Here is a creature who loves to gather. You should look for your group, your chosen family, your bunch. You can thrive within the right group of people. You can thrive within the right group of people. Remember, this doesn't mean all of them. Just focus on the ones who support you in your personal brand of expression. To others you find appealing, the others that you find appealing are the ones to join with. Put your energy into them instead of those who make you feel like spitting. They put splitting, but that doesn't sound right. Or maybe split a banana. But spitting to me was because people like that make me want to spit. Time to bring your community together. But halfway through this, I'm questioning. You should look for your group, your chosen family. You can thrive within the right group of people. And I'm like, okay, every time I think I found the right group of people, they're not. So that's something for me to explore. And then I did that. And then I've just posted the peanut butter dragon, which I love. Here is a reminder to think about what compliments you. Who makes you feel richer, better, wiser? If you are single, maybe your jelly is your sweet self. Or perhaps there is someone you want to hang out with. Think about people in your life who really get you. The ones you want to hang out with, they stick with you through thick or thin. Whether they are sweet like jam or fruity like bananas, they are your partners. Companions through life bring us joy through our journey. So that was in a row messages. And as I've always said, a lot of times because I'm pulling the cards, they're for me, but everybody can relate. I am going to find some time to connect with Merlin. I may or may not record it. He likes me to write, but I also had to stay off some medication, and my hands are really stiff, so I might have to negotiate that with him. I've been doing quite a few more voice recording. All right. I've just pulled the blackberry dragon, timing. The kiwi dragon, fertile. This is for us for next week. I'm going to pull 3. That's about all my brain can handle today. And the orange dragon, rewards. So interesting. So this dragon, they're very interesting, these. If you haven't seen this deck, These are smaller dragons. Interesting for me because I'm used to working with the very, very big ones. So let's see what the blackberry dragon. I can still feel my brain's a bit foggy. Don't know what that's going to do for me next week at work. Blackberry dragon is about timing. Timing is the issue when the blackberry dragon shows up. Good message. It is common wisdom that every problem can be solved by striking the right moment. This dragon takes time to mature. It can be quite sour, tempering as a young dragonette. Oh, dragonette. I like that. Small dragon's a dragonette. This dragon takes time to mature. It can be quite sour, sour-tempered as a young dragonette, while the more mature creatures tend to have sweeter dispositions. Wait before you launch into an argument. Hold back. If you give your opponent time to make mistakes, they will. However, if you leap in too soon, you will be the one caught up in the thorns and the vines you may not have noticed. A wait and see approach is very best bet right now. Work on your strategy while you let your opposition have just enough rope to hang themselves. So, timing is the issue when this card shows up. I thought it was going to tell me it was perfect timing. So, you never know. So, but I did actually, sometimes we're all used to jumping before we've thought something through.